Hey everybody, Sandy Sprouse here from Sandy Sprouse Worship. I just wanted to touch base, let you know what I'm doing, uh, kind of a reboot for the channel, which there's not been a lot of channel to reboot, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? Just first things first, I am Sandy Sprouse. I have been married for almost 27 years, have 4 now adult children, and so far 1 grandchild. I am the worship leader at Bell Road Baptist Church in Nashville, Tennessee. So a lot of what you will see on this channel is tied into Bell Road Baptist in one form or another. Just about all of my performance videos for the past several years have come from recorded praise and worship there at the church. The lyric videos that you see, I've made for my own personal use as well as use in my ministry at Bell Road Baptist Church. So those are probably the 2 things that people mostly are tuned into this channel to see so far. I am from West Virginia, originally West Virginia, not Western Virginia. West Virginia has been its very own state since 1863. Not a sore point at all for me. Anybody from West Virginia can probably identify with what I'm saying right now. But so yeah, this channel has just been basically for my personal use, and I have put up some content, performance videos and such by request pretty much, and I've been terrible about keeping up with it. Equipment issues. I am not a high-tech person at all, as is probably abundantly clear to you right now. And with that being said, I just want you to know that I'm never going to sell you anything, never going to try to. I am not going to have paid advertising. I'm probably never going to be monetized as a YouTuber. And that's mostly by choice because I have no desire to be a content creator or an influencer. I don't like video editing. I'm very inconsistent in producing content, and that will probably continue to be the case. That, however, I will try to put things up on a consistent basis because of what I am trying to do now with this channel. It will continue to be for my own personal use. This entire channel is for me. But if any of you feel led to continue to watch, to subscribe, that would be wonderful, because I would love to have people along for the ride, because I'm very excited about what I'm learning and what I have accomplished and what I intend to accomplish. And I would really love for somebody's life and mine to be touched by the information and the story that I'm going to try to unfold along with you here on my YouTube channel. It'll continue to be called Sandy Sprouse Worship because it's who I am, it's what I do. I am a servant of the Lord Most High, saved by the grace through the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ, my Lord, and the Holy Spirit is constantly at work in me. So the gift I have been given, I guess you would say, in my Christian walk is to share through music. So I will continue to do that. But all right, let's unveil the secret. As you can tell, I am not very organized in my thinking as well, and I'm nervous about this. So just to kind of go back, start from where we need to start from. I have had a weight issue my entire adult life. I was 157 pounds when I graduated high school, which at the time I thought I was a cow. And looking back, I'd like to be a cow like that again. But, you know, you're young, everything's firm and in the proper place, and weight looks different on a 17, 18-year-old person than it does on a currently 50-year-old person. But weight has always been an issue. My freshman 10 turned out to be like freshman 40. Weight has always been an issue. I love to eat. It is astonishing the amount of food that I can eat, just to be brutally honest. And I would say I have gained and lost the same X number of pounds, enough that cumulatively, if you add it all up for all the times I've gained and lost, I'm sure I've lost well over 1,000 pounds over the course of time. But it always comes back. I'm not consistent. I'm not necessarily successful a lot of times until this time last year. Yesterday was my daughter Jackie's first year wedding anniversary with her husband. And it was about the time of their wedding that I started being more faithful to watch out for my blood sugar, and realized that, I mean, I've been a borderline diabetic. I had gestational diabetes back in 2001 was the first time. And then I was pre-diabetic for 15 years, and then I have spent the last number of years as a full-blown type 2 diabetic. But it's always been well managed until last year. I just spot check. It wasn't very faithful. Nurses, terrible patients, let me just tell you. But I started about this time last year really checking my blood sugars and discovered that it was outrageously high, like 300s consistently. And that is with taking 2,000 milligrams daily, split between 2 doses of metformin, and once weekly shots. It was Ozempic first, and I will say I was on Ozempic for about a year, lost 0 weight that I wasn't actively trying to lose. Didn't affect my appetite whatsoever. I saw none of the GLP-1 benefits from Ozempic. Then I couldn't get Ozempic because so many people were getting it for weight loss purposes that it became unavailable to diabetics who needed it. And so I was switched to Mounjaro. And that was about this time last year as well. But I started really seeing the damage I was doing to myself by eating the really, really sad American diet. Hey, buddy. I forgot to mention in who I am as well that I am the mom of the most handsome elder statesman of the family, our aged, beautiful dog, Rex. He's my boo-boo. Love you. The best boy ever. I heard it said one time that everybody says that their dog is the best boy or best girl ever. And they're all right. But I'm here to assure you that this guy is the best boy ever. He's having a lot of mobility issues lately, and we're kind of seeing the approach of nightfall for him. But he is precious. He is the best boy, and he is the most beautiful, distinguished old gentleman that you will ever meet. Here you go, buddy. Lay down. Sorry. Yeah, disorganized thinking. Where was I? So I couldn't get Mounjaro. I couldn't get Ozempic anymore. So I started taking Mounjaro about the time that I realized that I was heading into a health crisis. And I had nobody to blame but myself, because I had, after having success with keto, I started that the first time back in about 2019, I think it was. And over the course of like 4 years, I lost about 40 pounds. But, fall off the wagon, dibble dabble, getting on the wagon, fall off the wagon again, get rolling again, fall off the wagon again. And that cycle just continued until last spring. I was like, this is crazy. My husband and I have just gotten to the point in life where we can start traveling, taking actual vacations, living some life, cutting back, not needing to work so much all the time. And I want to enjoy life, and I want to have a long life to enjoy without losing body parts, without losing capabilities because of my health issues. And at 50 years old, I'm feeling it already. I was 49 at the time, close enough. So I decided, okay, it's time to get serious about this. So I started cutting carbs, and cutting carbs some more. And I just wasn't, even with the big doses of metformin, even with the Mounjaro once a week, I just was not seeing the effects to my blood sugar that I wanted to see. It wasn't trending the right way. So I just kept cutting carbs just to see what's it gonna take for me to start seeing better numbers for my blood sugars. And I eventually got down to zero carbs per day. And I started thinking, okay, is this even a sustainable lifestyle? Because it's so contrary to what we've always been taught as Americans, in my lifetime anyway, and I think long before that. Yes, the food pyramid has changed a little. Some understandings have been revealed through science. Don't get me started. I will start on that later. But what I was experiencing was so very contrary to what I've always been taught. And as a nurse, we're kind of somewhat educated to a degree on the philosophies of health and wellness, and how diet and exercise play a part in that. Back in about 2020, yeah, it was just after my dad died. He died in December of 2020. My husband decided to do keto with me. He wanted to get healthier, lose some weight. He decided to do keto with me. And I remember at the time he said something about, what about eating just meat? And I said, that's a terrible idea. Like, you need fiber, you need this, you need that. You'll burn out your kidneys with too many ketones. But here I was last year in 2024, finding myself doing unwittingly what I later learned to be the carnivore diet, the carnivore way of eating. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm willing to see it through. And I had an appointment scheduled for a regular follow-up with my PCP for labs, etc. And so I thought, okay, well, I will continue doing this until that appointment. It was such a gradual entry into the carnivore world that I couldn't say when I fully went carnivore. I want to say probably toward the end of May, early June of last year, 2024. And my appointment was scheduled in August. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to see it through until then. As long as I'm feeling good, I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll see what the lab results say. We'll see what the data says when I go to the doctor. So in the meantime, I suddenly realized, because I have kind of bad scalp psoriasis, and I started realizing I'm not as itchy and flaky as I was. And I am not hurting all the time. Like, I actually feel motivated on my days off work to get up and clean my house, to work on decluttering. And child, let me tell you, the weight loss was phenomenal. And again, it was kind of just a side effect. That's not why I was doing this. None of this was why I was doing this way of eating. It was strictly in the beginning about my blood sugar numbers. But then I started, watching podcasts and doing some googly googling and found some really great resources. Steak and Butter Gal was the first YouTube channel that I found relating to carnivore, then Dr. Ken Berry, then Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Ovadia, don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, and some of the other really knowledgeable, bona fide medical professionals. Bella at Steak and Butter Gal's not, but the doctors are bona fide doctors who have come to believe in carnivore as a way of life through their own journeys. And so I highly recommend seeking those out and seeing what you can learn there. But I really came to believe that carnivore is a sustainable lifestyle for me. And I wasn't hungry all the time. It got to where I just was hungry for one meal a day. I ate as much as I wanted. And that's all I wanted. That's all I needed. And there were some days I didn't eat anything because I was kind of dabbling in intermittent fasting and felt terrific. My vision got somewhat better. Not necessarily my nearsightedness. I've had that issue since I was 10 years old, but I no longer needed the old lady glasses that I call them, the reading glasses for up close. Did not need those anymore. Just all of these wonderful things were happening to me. And the more I learned about it, the more I thought, I've been living with this chronic inflammation for years because of how I was eating. So I stopped looking at it as a diet and really started thinking of it as a lifestyle. And for the first time, I became confident in my weight loss, that I did this and this is a sustainable way of eating and I can live this way forever. So I got rid of all of my old gigantic scrubs that I had had at my very, very highest weight, which was around 235. Didn't hop on the scale a lot back then because I didn't want to see, and I was busy raising kids and my career and just life. So the highest number I saw was 235. I don't know if that was the highest number, but the scrubs I had back then for work were the same ones I was still wearing, even though they were like tents on me. But I worked night shift in a very limited coworker environment, and it didn't matter, so I just didn't think about it. And I was afraid. I was afraid to get rid of my larger clothes because I've always put the weight back on. So last summer I went on a clothes buying binge, both for like just everyday wear, for church, and for work, and actually got rid of the larger clothes. Donated them all, feeling so great about things. And then last fall, menopause hit me hard, y'all. Hard. I was having, of course, terrible hot flashes, terrible night sweats. Between those two alone, also insomnia. So when I would overcome the insomnia enough to sleep, the hot flashes, the night sweats would wake me up, and sometimes 2-3 times an hour. So I wasn't sleeping. And, the emotional, goodness. You okay? The emotional impact of not sleeping all on its own is terrible to deal with. And then add on there the hormonal stuff that was affecting my emotions. So, what did my dumb self do? You guessed it, started emotional eating. And that was last fall sometime. Again, it was gradual, a little cheat here, a little cheat there. After I would cheat on something, I'd be like, that wasn't really as good as I was expecting. But the next time I had an emotional moment, I had to eat that one as well. And it just spiraled. So from, I would say, sometime in October until just before Christmas, I gained back 7 pounds. Christmas night, I got through the Christmas holidays, y'all, with it being mostly good, okay? Mostly carnivore. And then Christmas night, I went to work and there were all these yummy goodies. I was an emotional wreck. I was exhausted. I was this, I was that, I was the other. And I went from sampling to binging all the Christmas goodies. And I couldn't stop. Not just that night, but continuing. I couldn't stop. So from December 19th, when I went to the doctor and got weighed there, until January 19th, might have been 18th. Close enough. It was exactly 1 month that I went to the doctor for some other reason and got weighed on the same scales there. I had gained in 1 month 13 additional pounds. That's how much I can eat. And all the inflammation was back and I felt terrible. My eyesight was, difficult again, needed reading glasses. It was brutal. It was heartbreaking. So that's 20 pounds that I gained back between fall and January. On January, I did get on some hormone replacement therapy. And yes, I know it's controversial, but I could not live. I literally wanted to die because I was so miserable all the time in every way. So, I went on that patch, y'all. I did. And I'm still on it, and I don't regret it. Pray I never do. We'll see. But I got my life back. That was in January that I started back on a patch, or started another patch. And since then, I've made strides getting back on carnivore because I know it works for me. That's the thing. I'm not just hung up on carnivore necessarily, but I know it worked miracles for me in just a short amount of time. I mean, from the time I started cutting carbs until my appointment in August, I had lost 30 pounds. So, and my lab results were amazing. I mean, my labs had not been good in 10 years. They were a lot better on keto than they had been previously prior to that, but they still weren't consistently great. Well, on this carnivore lifestyle that I had always kind of been told would kill you in short order, seemed to be healing me. And I'll share more about that as time goes by, the whys and wherefores on that. Right now, I'm just giving you an overview, and I get verbose. My apologies. It's not because I'm trying to keep people tuned in to get paid for it. It's just because when I'm excited about something, when something's important to me, even though I'm not really much of a talker generally, those are times when I have a lot to say. And I hope people will listen because I'm sharing it because I think it's important. So, we went on vacation. Just got back yesterday from a cruise and visiting Mexico. And I was not terrible on our vacation. I wasn't good on our vacation, but I was only a little bit bad. And so I decided, I'm gonna relax and I'm gonna enjoy this. And I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. I've always been very camera shy because of my weight, because I was so self-conscious about how I looked. And not so much when I had lost weight last summer. I was pretty proud of myself then and thinking, I'm not afraid to be photographed anymore because this is miraculous, this transformation in me. But then having put weight back on, not feeling it, just not really wanting to be in front of that camera. But I really felt almost compelled to share this journey publicly because I need a higher level of accountability. I don't know any higher level than this. And the people who love me kind of want to go easy on me, even when I wish they wouldn't, because they're afraid of hurting me. And, it can be kind of a fragile topic, so I get it. But I need that accountability, so I'm putting myself out there, and it's terrifying to me, but I believe in it. And I believe in it enough to want to share it with other people. So got back from my vacation, weighed myself again. And shockingly, just off vacation, I was only 5 pounds heavier than I was in January, which was absolutely shocking to me. And I was thankful. I mean, yes, I have still gained back 25 pounds. That's got to go again. But I have the tools, I have the motivation, and so let's do this thing. So my goal is to remain carnivore for the next year. Do I think it should be a lifestyle for the rest of my life? Yeah, I really do. But I gotta break it off into smaller pieces. So my goal for sharing on the channel is for the next year. And let's see if I transform again the way I did the first time. And let's learn together along the way. I will continue learning. I will continue sharing. I cannot promise it's going to be daily, weekly, hopefully at least monthly. I can manage it. But check in with me every once in a while if you're interested, and just see what I'm learning and see what's happening to me. If you don't want to take this journey with me, totally cool. Keep scrolling. God bless you. I hope you find what you're looking for to fill your bathroom break or to fulfill your needs for your lifetime. I wish you all the best. No hard feelings. If you are here for the lyric video content, which don't ask me for permission because I have no rights to these songs. These videos that I make are strictly for my use in my praise and worship needs. So I have no rights. I have no authority. Please don't ask. But if you're here for those, I am going to separate my content into playlists. So if that's what you're looking for, you can hopefully easily access it. If it's the performance videos, if it's my playlists for, just other people's stuff that I compiled because I like it, and that's kind of my travel playlists and stuff. I mean, whatever you're here for, including the carnivore lifestyle information and my journey, I'm gonna separate all of those into different playlists so they'll be easier to access if that's what you're here for. And if I'm driving you crazy with the carnivore, weight loss, health, blah 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 stuff too much, and you feel the need to say sayonara and unsubscribe from my channel, I get it. I'm not here to garner that attention. I'm not here to gain anything from this except for me. Because remember, my channel, my way. Sorry about your luck. Come along for the ride if you want to. And because I am Sandy Sprouse Worship, I'm going to have to share something of a musical nature every time we meet up. So today I'm going to leave you with this song. It's talking about my Christian walk, but I kind of feel like it applies to my my health journey as well, because today is day 1 and I've decided. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, still I will follow. Though none go with me, still I will follow. No turning back, no turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, that old world behind me. No turning back, no turning back. So as I go along here through the video, I will flash up some pictures. There's not a lot of me that I have access to or that even exist from kind of the start of the most recent leg of my weight loss journey. There are a few. So I'll put up pictures then. I'll put up pictures kind of at my lowest weight over the course of the past year. And then the pictures from the vacation that we literally just got back from. So you can kind of see that journey visually. And I had my husband take a lot of pictures of me, or quite a few pictures of me on this trip, not because I'm comfortable with it, but because it follows what I'm trying to accomplish here. It's kind of my, this is where I am. I can't change where I am now. Should I have done things differently all along? You betcha. But I am where I am, and this is the only place that I can start from. And the interesting thing was that when I decided, let the pictures happen. I am how I am. I actually felt a lot of freedom to enjoy being how I was. So, sharing it with you guys as we go through. I am going to be adding some or doing subsequent videos on specific snapshots of my journey and where I am mentally in all of this, what I'm eating, what I'm not eating, how the pattern followed the first time through with carnivore, and whether I'm going to continue with those things or not. Some of the scientific things that go along with carnivore that have changed my mind on everything. As a nurse, I thought I knew a little something about health. I knew I wasn't doing right, but I thought I knew a little something about diet and how that affects the human body. I learned I have no clue. And I don't think doctors do either. No disrespect to any doctor that I've worked with or will work with, or that's out there doing the job every day. I believe that they are 100% following through on doing what they have been trained to do, and what they believe and have been told is the right science to follow. We all heard about that in 2020, right? Follow the science. And we see that following that science didn't necessarily take us where we needed to go, didn't tell us what we needed to know. And I believe that that is true of the medical profession in general, as a science-based practicum. So anyway, a lot of stuff to come, bite-sized pieces for you and for my sake. And we'll just see how this journey pans out. And I appreciate anyone who wants to come along the way. And if you don't, cool. Best wishes. God bless. And I'll see you around, pal. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, the world behind me. The cross before me, that old world behind me. No turning back. No turning